Have you ever heard of a doctor whose medical books were used in European universities for over 600 years? Or a philosopher who influenced thinkers from the Middle East to Europe for centuries? What if I told you they were the same person? Today, we're diving into the incredible life of one of history's greatest minds, Ibn Sina, known in the West as Avicenna. He was a physician, a philosopher, a poet, and an astronomer, a true polymath whose genius illuminated the Islamic Golden Age and left an indelible mark on the world. Born in 980 in a village near Bukhara, in what is now Uzbekistan, Abu al-Hussein ibn Abdullah ibn Sina was a prodigy from the very beginning. Imagine this. By the age of 10, he had already memorized the entire Quran. By 16, he was not just studying medicine. He was a respected physician, treating patients and even developing his own methods. His hunger for knowledge was insatiable. He devoured every book he could find, from Greek philosophy and mathematics to Islamic jurisprudence. He famously read Aristotle's Metaphysics 40 times, and it was until he stumbled upon a commentary by Al-Farabi that its complex ideas finally clicked into place. This single moment shows his incredible persistence and dedication to understanding the deepest questions of existence. At just 18, Ibn Sina's medical skills were put to the ultimate test. The Samanid ruler of Bukhara, ibn Mansur, fell gravely ill, and all the court physicians had given up hope. The young Ibn Sina was called in. He successfully treated the ruler, and as a reward, he wasn't interested in gold or titles. Instead, he asked for one thing: access to the Royal Samanid Library, one of the greatest libraries in the world at that time. It was a treasure trove of knowledge, and for Ibn Sina, it was paradise. He immersed himself in its vast collection, absorbing knowledge that would form the foundation for his own groundbreaking work. This was the turning point that transformed him from a brilliant young doctor into a scholar of world-changing significance. However, Ibn Sina's life was far from a quiet scholarly existence. The region was politically unstable, and he spent much of his life on the move, serving various rulers as a physician and sometimes even as a vizier or chief minister. This political involvement often landed him in trouble. He faced political intrigue, professional jealousy, and was even imprisoned on several occasions. Imagine trying to write a philosophical masterpiece while hiding from rival armies or sitting in a prison cell. Yet, it was during these turbulent times that he produced some of his most important works. He would often work late into the night, writing furiously by candlelight after a long day of treating patients and dealing with matters of state. His ability to produce such a monumental body of work under such chaotic circumstances is a testament to his incredible focus and intellectual stamina. Let's talk about his two most famous books, which are truly pillars of human knowledge. The first is the Canon of Medicine, or Al-Qanun al-Tibb. This was not just a book. It was a colossal encyclopedia of all known medical knowledge at the time, systematically organized and enhanced with his own observations and clinical experiences. The canon was so comprehensive and logically structured that it became the definitive medical textbook in the Islamic world and Europe for centuries. It covered everything from anatomy, pharmacology, and pathology to detailed descriptions of diseases like meningitis and the contagious nature of tuberculosis. He was a pioneer in areas like clinical trials, risk factor analysis, and evidence-based medicine concepts we consider modern. For over 600 years, medical students from Paris to Padua studied Avicenna's canon. He essentially wrote the book on medicine that the world would read for half a millennium. His other masterpiece is the Book of Healing, or Kitab al-Shifa. Despite its name, this wasn't a medical text. It was a vast philosophical and scientific encyclopedia, an attempt to synthesize and heal the soul through knowledge. It covered logic, natural sciences, psychology, metaphysics, and more. In this book, Ibn Sina masterfully blended Aristotelian philosophy with Islamic theology. He explored profound questions about the nature of God, the soul, and the universe. One of his most famous philosophical contributions is the floating man thought experiment. He asks you to imagine a person created in midair, blindfolded, and with limbs apart, unable to touch or perceive anything. Would this person be aware of their own existence? Ibn Sina argued yes. They would know that they are. This was a powerful argument for the existence of the soul and the self-awareness that is independent of the body and senses, an idea that predates Descartes' famous "I think therefore I am" by over 600 years. Ibn Sina's contributions didn't stop there. In psychology, He developed a sophisticated model of the soul, dividing it into different faculties like reason, memory, and imagination, and explored the connection between mental and physical health. He was essentially an early pioneer of psychosomatic medicine, recognizing that emotions like anger and joy could have a powerful effect on the body's physical state. In astronomy, he made observations of Venus as a spot on the sun, and in geology, he correctly theorized how mountains were formed through geological uplift and erosion over vast periods. He was also a chemist, a mathematician, and a gifted poet. His breadth of knowledge seems almost superhuman. Despite his genius, Ibn Sina was still human. He was known to enjoy the finer things in life, and his relentless pace of work, coupled with the constant political turmoil, eventually took a toll on his health. After a life of incredible productivity and adventure, he fell ill and passed away in 1037 in Hamadan, in modern-day Iran, at the age of 57. His tomb there remains a site of pilgrimage for those who admire his legacy. So, why does Ibn Sina still matter today? His work formed a crucial bridge between the ancient Greek thinkers and the scholars of the European Renaissance. His writings, translated into Latin, were eagerly studied by figures like Thomas Aquinas and Albertus Magnus, deeply influencing the course of Western philosophy and science. He preserved, synthesized, and advanced knowledge during a time when much of Europe was in the Dark Ages. He proved that faith and reason, science and spirituality, could coexist and enrich one another. Ibn Sina's life is a powerful reminder of the boundless potential of the human mind and the timeless pursuit of knowledge. He was a true giant of intellect, a light that shone from the Islamic Golden Age and continues to illuminate our understanding of medicine, philosophy, and the world itself. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the life of the incredible Ibn Sina. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the great minds of history, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments which historical figure you'd like to see covered next. Until then, stay curious.